Hello friends, and welcome to an exciting video on the MKMR. We have a new locomotive that we want to share with you that we got via trade, and this is my new BLI AC6000 BNSF, road number 6444, and this is a pretty sharp little engine. This is the first time that I've had a Broadway Limited. Mostly my engines are Kato, Atlas, scale trains. I also got a Bachmann, my Bachmann Charger, and I've had a couple Atherns as well. But this is the first Broadway Limited. And doing some test runs, it has performed pretty well. And we'll show you here in the video. Running some through my turnouts and that. But this engine is detailed pretty good. We'll kind of slowly pan here so you can see the detail in the trucks. The side grills, radiator grills there are done really well, and the radiator on the top of the locomotive. That's done really well. The GE labels are done really well, and with magnification you might be able to read them little small labels too with magnification. The light is on currently, and so is the ditch lights. Like if you press the horn button, it will turn them on. You can see it's got number boards in the nose, which I like really well. That's the first two. There is just a little bit of bleed coming through where the window seal is at, but I do like the way the window is set in this locomotive. And it's also got, you can see it's got seats inside there and some other, I think you can see controls and stuff like that in there. It is a little bright. It could be dimmed, but it's not bad either. This has got microtrains trucks on it, or microtrains, I meant to say couplers on it, microtrains couplers. And it also has done real well on the where the front lights are, and where the crewman hatch is, where they come out the door. You can see out through the window. That's done really well. And but like I say, those are microtrains couplers that's on the locomotive, not microtrains trucks. And this is a first, the way the exhaust is split on this locomotive. I like how that's done as well. And so let's get this locomotive started up. Turn on the headlights here so you can see the headlights. And that also kicks on the number board lights, which I like to say I like really well. Okay. Now we'll roll out. This is speed step 1. Speed step 2. Speed step 3. And the light does go out. You can shut the light off. You can shut the light off by hitting F24, and it will stay out until you tilt the engine off the rails and back on, and then it will reset. But as the engine approaches the turnout there, my turnout number 3, it will come back on. The light will come back on. This engine sounds like it has, I don't know if it's because it's an AC, an AC600. This engine sounds like it's got a little internal fan running in the engine. The decoder, I checked the decoder, and the decoder's fairly cool after doing a little bit of running. So I don't know if this is something that BLI does, but it sounds like it's got a little internal fan that helps keep the engine cool, or keep the decoder cool. But this is at speed step 3, and this engine is running smooth. I know there's been some videos I've watched that some have had trouble with the BLI engines, but this one here seems to be doing, really good. Now we'll go through my number 4 turnout again. And let you guys hear the bell. And we'll run it up to my J locomotive that you see right over there. My track hasn't been, I keep it up, I keep it swept off, but I haven't done any cleaning, any track cleaning in a little while, but it's running really good. I did clean the wheels on the locomotive. I did clean them. And they didn't have that much stuff on them, but I cleaned the wheels on the locomotive, and I used some inox. I use that on a lot of my locomotives and that, and I use some inox on this locomotive, and it's performing really well. As you can see, the light coming back on. And we'll stop behind the J there, and we'll roll the engine back. As we roll back, we'll go on to the outer yard track here, up to my Southern Pacific switcher. This engine has got a lot of options on it for sound. Instead of just the normal bell and horn and it's got quite a few stuff on this locomotive. It's you can hear crew talking and uh, stuff when it's working in the yard, like maintenance sounds, freight announcements. It has a longhorn, track sounds, uh, and that kind of stuff on it. So it's like how the bell, like how the bell was ringing and then kind of slowly faded away. I liked how that done that. That was pretty awesome. That's speed step 3, and I'm going to kick her down to speed step 1 and let you see how she does just rolling along at speed step 1. I don't see any hesitation at all. Of course, sometimes my track ain't always the best. It's not always the, there's little bounce, it moves up and down a little bit, but this engine seems to handle it pretty well. And at speed step 1, going through my number 4, that's pretty good deal there. I had to open the number 3 turnout to let it go onto the main. I'm pretty impressed with this engine. I think it does really well. And the video is going a little longer, but I like to show when I'm reviewing an engine or I'm talking about a new engine. I like to show what the engine does and tackling some what could possibly be tough areas. I know switches and turnouts can be something else for a new locomotive to handle. And when I'm showing a review, I like to show that this engine is actually doing something instead of just starting it up, turning it off. Yeah, I want to show the body lines of the engine and stuff like that, but I want to show the engine actually running down the track and working. And so, but it's doing a pretty good job there. So and now she's hooked up. You can see that there's a little bit of slack in these Microtrains couplers here. They tend to do that. I'm pulling my fuselage set here with my BNSF caboose. We thought we'd put the caboose on the end of that. I thought that looked pretty nice. We're at speed step 16. and you can hear the engine idling up and idling down. They say that these BLI engines, you can hear them idling up and idling down just with the weight that's behind them, and you can kind of hear that, which is a neat. I think is a neat thing. Down there is uh, my super elevateds. I ran this engine a couple times to the super elevateds, and it did real well. And I did have to wait that fuselage car that is behind the locomotive. I had to weight that down because it didn't have no weight in it at all. But it's handling curve coming out of that super elevated really nice. And so we're going to slow this girl down here and bring her to a stop here. And we'll put her in reverse and back her up just a little bit here on the main. And we'll stop her right there. Show you probably, if you've watched the BMLI videos before, you've probably heard the crew sounds, but we'll put that on there so you guys can hear that, or the radio sounds. And I think I've got F11 on here, I think. Let's see. And hear the air sounds and that on that there. And let's see what else we can play on here. And let's see what track sounds are. There's some track sounds. A little bit of track sounds there. And again, at speed step 1, this engine just, I think it's smooth. I mean, I've had some brand new Scale Trains engines and a couple Katos that didn't move as, roll as smooth as this, and this is rolling pretty smooth. So, but this is a reverse again. I've seen on some websites there are still some AC6000s still out there with the Paragon 3. So if you're looking for an AC6000, you might take a look and pick one up. But this one here, this engine's doing really well, and it's definitely a keeper. So, but again, we just wanted to go over this stuff and let you guys see how this engine operates and runs on the MKMR. Does really well, and we thank you for watching the video. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Friday will be here pretty shortly, and so y'all stay safe out there, and again, thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up, and ring the bell, and like, share if you like, and leave a comment. We'd appreciate it. And one other feature before I head out of here, one other feature that you can do with this locomotive, you can shut the light off with option 24, and that should go out, I think. Let's see. And there it goes. That does shut the light off. But when you lift the locomotive off the rails, if you tilt it back, it'll restore that to where when you're running down the track, it goes off at speed step 3. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.